Take a look at more news. Approximately 25,000 hectares of farmlands in the south of Sri Lanka are likely to be destroyed as the Ceylon Electricity Board refuses to release water from the Samanala Wewa to the Udawalawa Reservoir. The Cabinet has agreed to refrain from releasing water from the Samanala Wewa to the Udawalawa Reservoir.
A senior minister of the government said the decision was reached after a lengthy discussion after the matter was raised during Monday's cabinet meeting. Although Agriculture Minister Mahinda Amaravira and Irrigation Minister Roshan Ranasinghe have pointed out facts in this regard, Minister of Power and Energy Kanchana Wijesekara said if water is released, power cuts will have to be implemented within the southern province.
This is Mayurapura in Hambantota. The southern part of Sri Lanka has not experienced considerable rainfall in months, and the only water source to nurture these farmlands is the Samanala Wewa. However, this waterway dried up several days ago due to arid weather conditions. It has been 70 days since the paddy was cultivated, and the period for reaping the harvest is fast approaching, and water is required for this purpose. However, the Ceylon Electricity Board has refused to release water from the Samanala Wewa to the Udawalawa Reservoir, citing the need to retain water for electricity generation. As a result, a large number of rice fields are being destroyed by arid weather conditions.
I'm in debt to tune of over 100,000 rupees. We do not need electricity, but the children are in hunger. We can manage with a bonfire, but we need the water.
I have spent around 300,000 rupees and we will have nothing to eat in the coming days. We will have to die in hunger. We need to engage in farming to even settle the electricity charges.
Take a look at the destruction caused to the paddy. They did not provide us with water. During the pandemic, we experienced 10-hour power cuts. They speak of electricity, but we have nothing to eat. They keep speaking in parliament, but what has the agriculture minister done?
Rice fields in the Hungama area in Muravasihena also experience a similar fate. It has been 8 days since the farmers from Abilipitia launched a Satyagraha campaign seeking water for their rice fields.
There is an issue as to why the rulers do not understand this crisis. For 8 days, the farmers have been demanding water for the rice fields. Instead of solving the issue, they speak of other things. We are disappointed over the fact that water is not being released for our rice fields.
What is the crisis surrounding agriculture? Decisions with regard to the water capacity that would be released for rice fields during the Yala and Maha harvesting seasons are taken at the meetings organized by the Mahaveli Water Management Committee. Accordingly, on the 23rd of March, the Mahaveli Water Management Committee met and the meeting was chaired by Irrigation Minister Roshan Ranasinghe. At the meeting, the Natural Resources Management Centre of the Department of Agriculture warned that a reduction in rainfall could be expected this season. An outcome of the meeting was that water will be released for rice fields until the 20th of August, and farmers decided to commence cultivation based on this decision. However, Sri Lankan authorities now say that they cannot release water for rice cultivation. How did the water capacity drop? Over 25,000 hectares of paddy land are nurtured by the water released from the Udawalawa Reservoir and carried by left and right bank waterways. More than 30,000 families depend on the agriculture industry in this area alone. Now, the Udawalawa Reservoir gets its water from the Samanala Wewa, which is controlled by the Ceylon Electricity Board. The CEB generates 120 megawatts of electricity from the Samanala Wewa. The Samanala Wewa can accommodate a capacity of 278 million cubic meters of water, and its present capacity is 87 million cubic meters of water. However, with the reduction of rainfall, the active capacity of the Samanala Wewa remains at 12.4%. Therefore, the Ceylon Electricity Board decided that it cannot release water for the cultivation of farmers. Farmers were promised water until the 20th of August. And what do the authorities have to say now? The committee report containing the decision on releasing water until the 20th of August was signed by Nilantha Dhanapala, the director of the Mahaveli Water Management Secretariat. Speaking to News First, he said that the decision on releasing water for farmers, as mentioned in the document, was arrived at by assuming that the capacity of the Samanala Wewa would reach an expected 60 million cubic meters. However, he noted that the CEB had expressed the need to maintain the water capacity of the Samanala Wewa at 80 million cubic meters. The director of the Mahavali Water Management Secretariat pointed out that the farmers had cultivated an additional 10,000 hectares more than the agreed amount. He noted that if the CEB agrees to drop the required water level at the Samanala Wewa to 60 million cubic meters, the issue can be resolved. Was any study conducted on the benefits that could be reaped by releasing water for electricity and water for farmlands? The Mahavali Water Management Secretariat said that if the rice harvest is lost, the loss will be around 17 billion rupees, while the revenue earned by generating electricity would be around 1 billion rupees. What does the Ceylon Electricity Board have to say?
We cannot release water. If we do so, the farmers will get water for a few days and then there will be no water left. We will have to impose 4-hour power cuts daily for at least 5 districts since the day of releasing water.
What does the Minister of Agriculture have to say? Sri Lanka's Agriculture Minister maintains a position that water must be released for paddy land, even if it means that power cuts must be imposed.
If there is a power outage, it will only affect the southern province. We will have to release water even if it means that we have to impose power cuts. We need water for a week. I will make the necessary requests and the necessary interventions.
There is another minister involved in decision making related to the release of water, and that is Irrigation Minister Roshan Ranasinghe. He said if any crop damage is reported, attention will be focused on providing compensation.
Due to the electricity crisis, water cannot be released. We will implement a compensation program for any crop damages. The issue can be solved if there is rainfall. There is no alternative until the Gin-Nilwala diversion project is complete.
Such a destruction is taking place as officials did not take the necessary decisions on time. The farmers pawn their jewellery to engage in cultivation. When rice is imported, we will have to purchase it for 300 rupees. This is a crime.
Do you remember? Ministers and officials promised to provide compensation to farmers for crop damage. Do you remember? Promises were made that compensation would be provided for the damages caused by the drought. Do you remember? Ministers promised to provide compensation when taking a decision to do away with chemical fertilizer and completely adopt organic fertilizer. Were these promises fulfilled? Over 30,000 farmers have been left helpless due to untimely decision making, and can their losses be simply covered by compensation money?
Sri Lanka's Agriculture Ministry says that the country's food security is at risk due to the drought and other related issues.
We will not be able to import rice as India has restricted rice exports. We will not be able to even purchase rice from other countries. We are facing a situation with regard to the survival of the people.
The Paddy Marketing Board said that local farmers are not coming forward to sell their paddy harvest to the state. Chairman of the Paddy Marketing Board, Buddhika Idamalgoda, speaking to News First, said that local farmers are anticipating to sell their paddy harvest to the private sector for a higher price. The Paddy Marketing Board had received 500 million rupees to purchase paddy at an interest rate of 8%. He said the Paddy Marketing Board has requested for another 750 million rupees for paddy purchasing.
The Paddy Marketing Board is operating 30 storage facilities for paddy purchasing. There is a reduction in paddy received by us. We have purchased around 3,500 million metric tons of paddy. We purchased Nadu for 95 rupees per kilogram, Samba for 100 rupees per kilogram and Kiri Samba for 110 per kilogram.
Is the Paddy Marketing Board telling the truth? Sri Lankan farmers say that many storage facilities operated by the Paddy Marketing Board remain closed. This is the storage facility owned by the Paddy Marketing Board located in Hambantota. The harvest from around 3,500 acres of rice fields is being reaped in the Bandagiriya and Kalipur areas in Hambantota. According to local farmers, the Palle Malala storage facility, located some 8 kilometers away from Hambantota town and operated by the Paddy Marketing Board, was open for several days and closed for over a week.
I am a farmer from the Bandagiriya movement. The Palle Malala facility was not open for 3 days. They just opened it for a few days and then closed it. The farmers were not paid either.
This is the situation in the Ampara district, which produces a large amount of rice for the country. 3 storage facilities operated by the Paddy Marketing Board in Uhana Ampara were closed.
The Paddy Marketing Board has obtained money for an interest rate of 8%. They purchased samba, kiri samba and paddy. Those were not cultivated in Ampara. We only cultivate red and white nadu.